So the Authority kick off Monday Night Raw by talking to the WWE Universe and a minus few wrestlers' WWE locker room after the recent releases they went through last week. After talking about the B plus wrestler Daniel Bryan, who on dirt sheets and reports is meant to be changing his style of wrestling, I'm hoping when he comes back, instead of doing the whole yes, 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 aggressive running around, kick people in the head, we get a submission maniac kind of wrestler. Because having high flyers, big, powerful guys is good and all, but having someone that concentrates severely or a lot on submission moves, I think would suit Daniel Bryan, but still do his mic work and stuff. But after talking about that, they mentioned how there's going to be a battle royal to help to determine one of the two places going into Money in the Bank. And some of the wrestlers in the Money in the Bank are wrestlers who lost their chance to get into the Money in the Bank in the first place. So it was kind of giving them a second chance. But we're minusing Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns and John Cena because they failed to adapt and they're going down the Perish route. But instead, John Cena will be going in a stretcher match against Kane. And as soon as I heard that, the Elimination Chamber 2012, where John Cena overcame the monstrous Kane, came to my mind. So it kind of ruined my dreams to see the monstrous Kane defeat Cena in the main event. During Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins' opening match to Raw, Vince Russo tweeted something which I felt fit perfectly to this match. Everybody, both companies have to stop with commercial breaks during matches, no excuses. And I feel that is so right because how are we meant to follow a match, be fully entertained by a match, if when they're building up to a moment or trying to keep us entertained and suddenly they cut to commercials? Before match or after match would be the perfect time for this, not during. That needs to stop, so I agree with Vince Russo. And something I liked about this match is both Ziggler and Rollins got an entrance. That was something you don't really get to see because one of them are already in the ring waiting for, most of the time, the winner to come out. Had Dolph Ziggler and Rollins putting on two good performances, and I just thought this was a good match. Yes, you may have seen it in previous shows, and the way this match finished, maybe there's going to be a rematch on SmackDown. But out comes Ambrose to attack Rollins to build up a possible Money in the Bank match. So it was a good way to start off Raw. It followed on a story and gave us a good, entertaining opener. Dean Ambrose's interference leads him to wanting a match against Seth Rollins, and this makes Triple H appear on the Titantron, teases a match between the two, but instead puts on a pretty good Wade Barrett British accent and says, "I'm afraid I got some bad news." And out comes Wade Barrett. Dean Ambrose is fighting Wade Barrett. No championship on the line, but a good fight between these two. And I felt that the WWE, the Authority, making Barrett look important as a threat to come out and fight Dean Ambrose and injure Dean Ambrose was pretty good. Barrett got some offense in this. I felt that he looked strong. But in the end, it was Seth Rollins coming out to attack and distract Dean Ambrose to give him the count out loss to Barrett. But even though Barrett gets laid out, it was still a good win for him. Barrett looked good. There was only a slight part of the match where Seth Rollins was on the announce table distracting Ambrose, and instead of rolling back his sleeve, ready to do his finisher, he goes and turns around Dean Ambrose. I would have just waited till he turned around and knocked him down. But either way, I guess you want to leave Ambrose without a pin loss, a submission loss before his match against uh, Seth at Money in the Bank. So this was a good finish, and all three men looked pretty good. Then comes one of my most favourite segments of Monday Night Raw, a Bray Wyatt promo. He's saying how power is going to be the downfall to all mankind. But at Money in the Bank, the Wyatt family will defeat and beat down the Usos, and he will become the champion. He can promise you that. And this eventually brings out Sheamus. And I'm sorry, I don't care if there are Sheamus fans who are going to hate me saying this, but Sheamus promos are freaking boring. It's the same thing. It's something about his boot, about someone's teeth, going down their throat, yada yada yada. It's the same thing. Sheamus, learn something new. And the match is not bad, I'll say that. You have the Wyatt family get involved, which brings out the Usos teasing their tag team championship match at Money in the Bank. Then you have the Wyatt family attacking Sheamus, giving Sheamus the DQ win. But the faces do come out on top. But the spot I liked was at the very end. Yes, it was given to the faces, but it was Sheamus was on his back holding the ladder up. The Usos run across the ladder and dive out to attack the Wyatt family. A good spot at the end, base looking strong, but nevertheless, you've got teased of the Money in the Bank match and the Tag Team Championship match. The Lana Rusev slated part of Raw felt a bit off. It was a bit rushed to get to the ring. The promo didn't feel that well put together. Lana felt like she was trying to get heel heat by telling the crowd to shut up and listen to her. And you have Slate who's on his own now. No mention of the loss of Slater or Jinder Mahal or even Hornswoggle, who weren't released, but he weren't there. He just cut a promo to try and defend United States of America, defend what Rusev's been saying, and it goes down the same old way. Rusev picks up the win, crash. I was hoping for someone to step out to show the direction that Rusev is going to go in next, but Rusev's been in the Battle Royal later tonight. Kevin Hart, the comedian, made an appearance as a guest host Monday Night Raw. And it's a bit of a shame because when you have guest host, you want the guest host to be wrestling fans. But when he came in, it almost felt like he doesn't watch wrestling, he doesn't know what's going on, who anyone is. So there's this backstage segment with Renee Young and Adam Rose and his Rosebuds, which leads to him becoming the commentator while Rose and Summer Rae defeats Fandango and Layla. You know, we have Kevin Hart, the comedian, not knowing what the hell Fandango's about, and you have me, who's not caring what Adam Rose is about. So this match really didn't interest me much. But by the end, you have Kevin Hart becoming a Rosebud. Yay! With Roman Reigns' backstage segments to try and get himself put into the Money in the Bank qualifying match, you can almost tell what the WWE were trying to tell you about the actual Battle Royal. But you have him spiting the authorities' copy, which only Steph ends up drinking. She ends up throwing up on Vicky Guerrero, and Roman Reigns is getting all nice to Vicky Guerrero and saying you're going to get fired next week because they're going to blame you for Stephanie becoming ill and throwing up. So why not just go with the bang and do what's best for business? And I'm not sure if she didn't watch the opener to hear that Triple H said no to the Shield members, including Roman Reigns, but she puts him in there. It comes to the Battle Royal. Like I said earlier, there are wrestlers in there who lost their qualifying matches but still got the shot to be put back in. And in the end, it happened to be uh, Roman Reigns, predictable, and Rusev. Rusev got a good rub because he was in the final of this match, but Roman Reigns got the obvious win. I'm not sure if the Authority are going to try to undo this result next week on Raw or possibly on SmackDown, or if Roman Reigns is safely in Money in the Bank. But the result was obvious, and it's put another big name into Money in the Bank match, which makes the match feel better than having all these old timers or names who've already made it in the WWE. We've got some newer wrestlers. But I was liking the fact that the Shield or Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose had their own side story and eventually going after the championship. But I guess it makes the match bigger, so I'm looking forward to seeing his part in it and if this is going to be his time to become champion. And Vicky's side of the story, I'm expecting maybe she's going to be fired because I still don't know why she's still around. We got the Authority taking over Raw and over SmackDown, so Vicky's not really needed. She's been mistreated as the Authority maid of some sort instead of being an actual general manager. Paige crosses Cameron up a list. The other thing mentioned about this Monday Night Raw was who Goldust's tag team partner was going to be this week. So we have Ryback taking on Goldust and Stardust, which happened to be none other than Cody Rhodes in a Goldust attire. And looking at it first glance, I thought, okay, WWE, we're trying to find the talent that have been in the WWE for a while that you could use to build up properly and put over in a better way. Make them actually go somewhere than being held back. Goldust and the Cody Rhodes feud, I feel, is a feud that should happen and finish. So instead of blowing up at Money in the Bank, Battleground possibly, unless they're going to stretch this till SummerSlam, or maybe further, I'm not sure what they're thinking. But in the end, these two need to block against each other. Because, God, I'm not going to lie, this was an entertaining concept to see these two remaining tag team partners in a way that suits Cody better. I don't know. I'm torn about how to really feel about this. It's not as bad as Damien Sandow's characters, I'll give it that. This actually fits, could work, and they actually pick up a win over Ryback this time round in a very short match. But I think that Cody Rhodes could have easily done something different to put him into this feud against Goldust and still look good going forward and still be taken seriously if they're going to push him forward. Even with Seth Rollins and Randy Orton coming out to attack John Cena, they weren't enough to change the result of this match. We all knew what was coming and it came. We had Dean Ambrose who on his own, while John Cena was down, took out Randy Orton, took out Seth Rollins, and then you had Monstrous Kane choke slamming Dean Ambrose. The match continues a little bit more until John Cena picks up the win. So John Cena's in the Money in the Bank Championship match. I weren't expecting anything more, but it's a real shame that the Monstrous Kane's possible last run in the WWE is being cut short in multiple places, and it's disappointing because it looks like Kane could possibly slide out with anything really big happening to him. Okay, I didn't think this was bad Raw. There were some spots I liked, some points I had to shake my head to, but share your thoughts in the comment section below, and please tune in tomorrow for the topical video, which you'll find out tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.